would like to give a brief introduction. His Grace Radheshyamdas, he is an IIT Mumbai topper. He did his education mostly in the very, very prestigious educational institutes. Like I said, he's IIT topper. And after that, he was in search of the real happiness. And at that point of time, he came across Bhagavad Gita. And then when he read Bhagavad Gita, he decided that this life is very precious and I would like to dedicate this life for the service of mankind. And past 30 years, His Grace Radheshyamdas, he's traveling to different places, especially in India. He is based in Pune, Maharashtra, but he's traveling all over India and now to US and other parts of the world to share this very, very important message of Bhagavad Gita. His Grace Radheshyamdas, he is the temple president of one of the most glorious temples of ISKCON in the world, ISKCON Pune, and he's also the temple president of ISKCON of Hyderabad. He is serving as the global duty officer for America, and he spent 3 months in a year in America. He goes to different universities and corporates to give the message of Bhagavad Gita, give the message of positivity, give the message of how to live our life with compassion and experience the joy of life based on the message of Bhagavad Gita. Prabhu is been giving talks in many of the universities all around US and all around India. And now Prabhuji, for the very, very first time, he is here in Richmond. And we are very, very happy and very, very grateful. So before we start the session, I would like to request a couple of things. So I see that we have a few kids here. So we have kids care going on. We have a few Matajis taking care of kids and giving them very nice devotional activities. So if you would like, you can take your kids to the kids care table. Also, we would like to request you to please turn off your mobile phone for just 1 hour so that we can give ourselves fully to this program. Okay. So without any further ado, I would like to request His Grace Radheshyamdas to enlighten us for next hours.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshugunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I first of all offer my namaskar to my Guru, by whose grace, whatever little I learned in my life is by his grace and which I share across the globe. So I'm coming to Richmond for the first time. As the name suggests, Richmond, you all are very rich already. And what is real richness? Is it just dollar notes, or is there something else that makes us truly rich? You know, once upon a time, a king was very morose. Our topic is how to be positive in all situations, isn't it? So, a wise man told him, you should get the shirt of someone who is always smiling happily. Then you can be happy too. So, the king sent his ministers out to find out such a man. So there was one man who was sitting under a tree chanting the holy name very happily. So he seemed to be most happy. And the ministers asked him, please give us your shirt. He said, I have no shirt, he said. So he had very little to possess, but he was very happy. So there is something called fulfillment, we call it. Fulfillment. In Sanskrit there are two words, Nishreyas and Abhyuday. Abhyuday means accomplishment. Nishreyas means fulfillment. According to Shastra, the real richness is fulfillment of heart. And most of the world chases after accomplishments. So right here in America, in UCLA, there was one Rajaraman, who was a very big chartered accountant and who came from India to study here, and then he eventually went on to become a billionaire. But during the recession time, as you all know very well, the market came crashing down. He couldn't take it because he went from being a billionaire not to a beggar, but a mediocre family. So for 1 week the home remained closed and neighbors were wondering what happened to this family, and then sadly it was noticed that he shot himself, his wife and children and everything. It came in the paper. Many of you must be aware of it. Now what was Mr. Rajaraman missing in his life? It's not that he became a beggar. He had adequate money to live his life in America as a middle class family. But his mind was eating him up, making him think that what will society talk about me? What will relatives talk about me? How I was and how I have become. How can I show my face to anybody? So he just couldn't live anymore with that kind of guilt consciousness. So here comes a very important point for us. Yes, we need to work and earn our riches. We need to have a happy family. We need to attain some successes in life and accolades and achievements to show the world, which may make us happy. At the same time, this point of inner fulfillment is very necessary. Without the inner fulfillment quotient, if we don't possess it, all the external successes would be, it will be very hollow. That cannot make us happy. So here Richmond has a very nice program going on by the guidance of Divyanam Prabhu and a group of about 100 very wonderful here. Because of that group very nicely practicing spirituality here, they have put a program here for all of you. I first of all would like to thank Divyanam Prabhu, his good wife and 2 children, along with all the other team of leaders who have put up this program today. So the topic of positive mental attitude, it's not a very, vague subject or something. It's very practically understandable and applicable in our life. Let me tell you a little story, you will appreciate this point. I think you all know about Socrates, right? Socrates, very great philosopher. So he used to be very philosophical. He used to call his friends to his home and sometimes talk to them, sometimes for a couple of hours also. But his wife never liked him talking philosophy. She would always come to the hall and want to drive away all the friends of Socrates. She would tell them that, get up, go and do something. That is the way she would deal with him. But Socrates was used to her yelling, so he got used to it over a period of time. He didn't mind it. But one day when she was yelling like that, the friends were getting very disturbed. They were looking at her and looking at him, and Socrates felt that the friends can't take it anymore. So he told them, let's go to a park instead of talking at home. So when they just came out of the house, the wife went to the top of the house, and from there she poured down a bucket of water on his head. Then all the friends looked up and they were like shell-shocked seeing that behavior. But Socrates was least affected. You know what he said? He said, till now the clouds were rumbling and now it's pouring, he said. He just laughed it off. So here is an example of positive mental attitude, isn't it? Even in a very trying situation. How many of you would like to learn to take your life so light and easy? Yes? So hopefully at the end of the seminar you can say whether the seminar helped you to take life lightly without having to become too tense in such situations. Another example comes to my mind. This is also another true story from the life of Gandhi. One day Gandhi was going in a ship. Gandhi, you see, he would not even wear a shirt. Many times he would just wear a dhoti, isn't it? And he had a spectacles. He was sitting and doing some writing work. One British officer who was with coat, boot, suit, tie and everything, he looked at Gandhi And he thought this man is freaking out. Everybody is wearing proper dress and he just doesn't have a proper, even a shirt. And he thinks he's too great and people also adore him unnecessarily. So he wanted to make him angry and prove to everybody that he's an ordinary man. So he drew some pictures of Gandhi looking like a monkey, 4 or 5 pages, and he put a pin and gave it to Gandhi and said, I'm giving you something very valuable, keep it with you. Gandhi took it, and the man went up in the ship deck for a few minutes and watching from there how Gandhi becomes angry. Gandhi didn't become angry at all. He came down and asked her, where are those pages I gave you? He said. And Gandhi showed the dustbin. And when he saw the pages in the dustbin, he became angry rather than making Gandhi angry. And then he said, I told you, I am giving you something valuable. Why did you throw it in the dustbin? And Gandhi opened his purse and showed the pin. I found something valuable. I kept it with me. And the other one I didn't find valuable. I put it in dustbin, he said. So dear friends, we don't have to raise our tone to yell at somebody who ridicules us, who mocks at us, who talks behind our back, who is determined to disturb us. Like we say, the dogs bark, caravan goes on. We can remain completely oblivious to such people who are not uplifting people. They're discouraging people in our life. Why do you even look at them? Don't waste your time even looking at them. Go and meet those who will be uplifting in your life. So the uplifting association is what is most necessary in our life. And Gandhi was very cool-headed in rejecting unwanted association. And he didn't put any effort to do that. Effortlessly he avoided people. Another example comes to my mind. One time in a newspaper, somebody published an article about him, something criticizing him, to assassinate his character. Immediately his followers came running to him and said, Bapuji, do you know? Look at this article, they have spoken ill about you. Should we write a counter article? They asked. Gandhiji didn't even look at the news. He just threw away the paper and said, if a newly purchased shoe bites your leg, will you bite the shoe? They asked him. Because if you take the shoe and bite it, your mouth will be spoiled. If we behave the same way as those guys are behaving, then what is the difference between them and us? They are ignoble and we should be noble. They are foolish, we should be wise. We should be different from them. Let them do what they want. Don't waste your time writing a counter article. Forget it, he said. So, I am giving you a few real life examples and stories which will help you in your personal life, how you can face people who are not uplifting or, who may irritate you. Because we are living in a day and age when we have to face the world which contains many such people nowadays. It's a very challenging life, isn't it? One time Bernard Shaw was going in a garden like this and there was a wicket gate, we call it. You know wicket gate? Wicket gate is a small gate which rotates like this, yeah. So he was about to go and the other man was about to come in. So, and that man was blocking the way and the man said to Bernard Shaw, I don't give way for fools, he said. And Bernard Shaw didn't mind that. So he moved us and said, but I give, he said. Isn't it? I don't know whether the man understood or not. So, these are all great souls who were not irritated by others' behavior. Even though they were put into a very negative situation, they learned the art of taking it positively and going ahead with life. So today you will learn many such things today. So let us understand the subject first. First we can do a self-reflection about in our career or family or in money. Sometimes we are stuck, even though we have everything. We may have a good career. It's very surprising in this world that people with great riches, they are morose. And on the other hand, people who are poor sometimes have big smiles on their face. You can see that. So why is that so? What makes people stuck? Because people are moody. People are moody, they are absorbed in some negativity. So the purpose of the seminar is to know how to rise above the negativity cloud. Say you are stuck in a traffic and you are a little late for a meeting and the phone is also getting discharged. How pathetic you will feel, isn't it? Because people want to know where you are, why you haven't reached the meeting on time. But the phone is getting discharged and the traffic jam is very heavy. So your blood is boiling, isn't it? It can boil, isn't it? So you know very well when you reach the company, somebody is going to yell at you because you didn't inform them. And before you can reason out why you were late, some people may prematurely yell at you. We have to be prepared for that. We have to be mentally prepared for that. Because we can be misunderstood in this world. Even though you may have good intention. With all good intentions, sometimes people misunderstand us. It can be relatives, it can be colleagues in the office, it can be neighbors, it can be friends. Even though sometimes you try to do good to somebody, they misunderstand you. Like there was a bird which came into your house. So the man thought, this bird has come into my house, I have to let it go. So he opened the window. As soon as he did that, the bird thought, oh, he's coming close to me. So he went inside the room. Then he went in and opened different windows. It was going deeper and deeper inside foolishly. Because the bird didn't understand that fellow is trying to let him free. Similarly, in your life also, with good intentions, sometimes you do something for somebody, but rather than understand you, they think you are plotting something, you are trying to do something. And it's very painful for us. When people misunderstand you, you secretly cry within your mind, I am this person's well-wisher, why he misunderstands me? And therefore, in our life, it's very important to know, besides me and that other person, there's a third person who is witnessing. And he's a constant witness, who is watching what is my intention, what is that person's understanding. So if that person is satisfied with my good intention, then I won't have to take tension. We take tension because we think I am the center of the world. Everything revolves around me. Everybody should be at my beck and call. This kind of false understanding given by the modern education, that makes us tend to take too much on our head. See, we are not God to be all perfect always. We have our limitations. And also when sometimes we commit mistakes, sometimes our intention was good, still the outcome didn't come out good. Sometimes. But whatever it is, we all need to have a firm faith in that one supreme being who is all good, who is the greatest witness, and he has taken note of your good intention. So you have nothing to worry. Because dharma means you have done your dharma. Others may or may not understand you. So you will be completely satisfied that I acted rightly. Having acted rightly and the supervision of the Supreme Lord, one can live life peacefully, even though sometimes you may be misunderstood. Okay, why do some people shine under pressure while others break? We will come to know that. You see, we can see problems as opportunities. View a rainy day as a chance to cozy up with a book, it is said, which means when it is a cloudy day, you don't have to necessarily waste your time sleeping. One can be in one's house within 4 walls, but you can read a book and utilize your time well. How can time be well spent? One should see. Yeah. How do we respond and not react? Many situations we all face, like somebody makes a promise to you but does not keep the promise. How do you feel? Somebody cheats you. How do you feel? Somebody doesn't treat you fairly. How do you feel? Somebody doesn't respect you or somebody insults you. How do you feel? So, the modern education teaches you a lot about technology, science, medicine, everything. It doesn't teach us how to develop that inner strength and willpower to face life courageously, especially the challenges of life. So today I will be sharing some examples about that. We will come to this gratitude thing later, I will show you. So most important thing in the positive self-talk is, instead of saying I can't do it, here it, as it says here, I'll figure it out. 2 examples are given here. For example, if somebody was rejected from a job, like in 1903, I think, as 1903, Einstein was working in a company as a C-class clerk. So he wrote a petition to his boss that saying, "Sir, is it possible that you promote me from C-class to B-class clerk?" And the boss immediately same day replied back saying that, "If you ever ask for any promotion, I will fire you from the job. You haven't done any great job till now, even as a C-class clerk. Be happy in your position." And the next year, 1904, he published 4 papers, one on relativity, one on energy mass equivalence, one on time dilation, correct, no? So all these things he published, and guess what? He became the genius of the century. He was no more ordinary clerk. See, God can turn tables, and in one moment He can make a beggar into a billionaire, if He wishes so. So therefore, if one is rejected from a job, one need not think I am gone. There may always be alternatives available. So that's the point made here. Similarly, in case you miss the deadline, then it gives you a little more time for doing the job a little more perfectly. Correct, no? You can think that I'll do it a little more perfectly now. Yeah. Here I have given 3 things here. First is the positive self-talk, and then the visualization means you picturize the outcome that will come. And even the small progresses you make in your life, you should note down. It's very important. Especially those people who are very negatively driven, they always think what I have not done. They never think about what some accomplishments, what I have done. They don't think about that. How many of you in your own assessment, you are perfectionist here? In your own assessment? Yeah, yes. So, what is one of the problem with perfectionism? We cannot be easily satisfied. We want to go from 98 to 99% perfection. Therefore, we cannot hand over the job to anybody else. We will punish ourselves by working 2 long hours, and we will not share the work with anybody. And we will always strive for perfection. We will say either do it perfectly or don't do it at all. We will be like that. So these are things which really very much become a burden in our head. That is why one can always write down little successes we have achieved. And then, this is another very important thing, seeing the sunny side of people. I heard a story of how in a village some bata shop people were sent. One fellow, as soon as he reached the village, he saw all people were wearing no chappals, barefoot. So he called his company and said, "Don't send any shoes now. Here nobody is going to buy," he said. Another fellow was sent next week. He said, "Please send 4 trucks," he said. They asked why. He said, "Nobody has any shoes. I think everybody needs a shoe," he said. So both the people, were sent to the same village. But look at their mindset. One has a growth mindset, one has scarcity mindset. You can see that. How our mind thinks is very important. So I sent a couple of students to a garden and asked them, "What did you see in the garden?" One of them said, "Oh, the garden is full of fragrant roses," he said. Another fellow said, "The garden is full of thorny bushes," he said. Who is right? Both are right. But they chose to see something. So one chose to see the thorny bushes. Another one chose to see the roses. But you will see, we are living in a world where in the thorny bushes only the roses comes. When you lit a fire in a furnace, smoke also comes. You don't want smoke, but there will be smoke also. You tolerate the smoke, you get the fire to do the work. Similarly, you want to milk the cow will give kicks. You tolerate the kicks, you can get milk. Otherwise, you sell away the cow, no milk. Isn't it? Similarly, you have an employee working under you. Sometimes the employee will do a good work. Other times he will give some trouble. If you don't tolerate the trouble, then no work will be done. Because in this world there is duality. Pleasure, pain. Honor, dishonor. Day, night. Profit, loss. You will always see that. Labh, alabh. Jai, parajay. Sukh, dukh. Shita, ushna. Man, apaman. This duality is always together. So those who are intelligent know that we are living in a world where this duality is there. They will tolerate the duality and go on with their seeing the brighter side of the work. You see the brighter side of people, then that is actually positivity. Here in America, there was an Andrew Carnegie, he was asked once, how are you able to have so many millionaires working for you? So he said, when you dig tons of dirt, you get few ounces of gold. But when I do that, I don't bother about the dirt, he said, because I am looking for gold. So in people, if you look for what they have, don't see what they don't have. Then that is what is being spoken here in this place. This is an interesting, funny story, the farmer's wisdom. You see, there was a landlord, there was one landlord here and he had a neighbor who was another landlord. Both were rich fellows, like Jamindar we say. They were rich fellows. So, one day the neighborhood landlord came to him and said, see, you are very lucky. I heard that a horse came to your compound on its own. So you are very fortunate, he said. He said, it's all Lord's will. He sent a horse, he said. And then 1 week later, this horse went away. The neighbor came and said, alas, the horse went away. I think you are unlucky, he said. And the man said, oh, it's all Lord's will, he said. Then 2-3 days later, that horse brought a mate also. 2 of them came. Then the neighbor came and said, oh, now you are doubly lucky. You got a horse and a mate also. Very nice, he said. And that fellow said, I think it's God's will that I have to get 2 horses. So I got it, he said. Then his son sat on the back of the horse and he went for a joyride. But then the horse galloped so fast that he fell off the horse and broke his leg. So the neighbor came and said, alas, alas, I am sorry. Why did God send these horses to you and he broke your son's leg? He got a fracture now, poor fellow. I think you are unlucky now, he said. And the man said, everything God does has some purpose. I accept it as God's will, he said. Then the next day, the army people came for drafting the youths, young boys. So the neighbor's son was taken away by the army and drafting. So that fellow came crying and told this fellow, your son broke his legs, that is lucky only. Otherwise he would have been drafted in the army, he said. So, you see, that fellow was always thinking about good luck, bad luck, good luck, bad luck, good luck, bad luck. And his mind was like oscillating like a pendulum, you see. Whereas people who are God-centered, they don't talk about good luck, bad luck. They see whether good luck or bad luck, what do I do with it? That is very important in any situation. If you are put in a difficult situation, like Pandavas were put in the forest, is it good luck or bad luck? What do you think? Now everybody is afraid to say bad luck now. Isn't it? It appears like bad luck, isn't it? But watch what the Pandavas were doing in the forest. Arjuna went to heaven. He got celestial weapons from Indra. Then Krishna told him to go to certain place and get Pashupatastra from Shiva. Shiva gave him, isn't it? And Bhima went and made friendship with Hanuman, and Hanuman agreed to sit on the flag and give war cries. So he got support. And Yudhishthira met many Brahmanas and learnt about dharma and how a king should rule. He learnt everything. So every one of the Pandavas, they didn't waste their valuable time in the forest. It was like a time when they were not ruling the world. They were in the forest, but they never wasted the time. So that's why don't talk about bad luck. In any situation in which you are put, what best can I do in this situation? You should think. In one of our ISKCON temples in India, one of the devotees, he was going in a car and there was an accident. So he broke his leg. So the president was worrying that, he is admitted in a hospital, I have to go and see. He's going to ask me a question, why God did this to me? And I was distributing God's books and he fractured my leg and hand. Now I'm lying in the hospital for 3 months. He might ask him. So the president was preparing what to speak to him in the mind. So when he went to that particular city and met the devotee, and the devotee was lying in the bed, leg was like this, the hand was like this, all tied up with a lot of bandage and everything. But the devotee's face was beaming with smile. So the president asked him, are you not worried about what happened to you? He said, I have been distributing so many books, I never got time to study the books. I think God has given me this punishment so that He gives me 3 months free time to study now. If I were in the temple, He will send me out here and there for so many things. Now I am in the hospital. Now all my 24 hours I have with me. Now I am going to read all these books, what I have not read, he said. So, one good lesson we all can learn in our life, in any situation in which you are put in, find out what best can I do in this situation. Similarly, never ask what you do not have. Always ask, what am I doing with what I have? You can think about it. How many of you feel that there are many things God has given you, you have not yet fully utilized them? Honestly? Correct? No? Yeah. So that is one of the reasons for our moroseness. Because we have not tapped our full potential. We have a lot of things to do. But we always keep watching what others are doing. See, when you are eating food, should you look at your plate or others' plate? See, what is in others' plate, you are not going to digest. They will digest. Let them worry about it. You take what you want. Look at your plate. So this is what one Dhruva's mother told him. How many of you heard about Dhruva? Oh, good. Many of you had. So this boy had a mother and he had a stepmother also. So one day, this boy wanted to sit on the lap of his father, king. But the stepmother didn't allow him. Stepmother allowed her son to sit, but she didn't allow Dhruva to sit. But Dhruva was a king's son. So he became wild, he became angry, his eyes became bloodshot, lips were quivering, body was trembling and seething with anger, like a snake trampled upon with boots or something like that. Like that, it just attacks back. He was very angry actually. So, any of you in your life, you became extremely angry in some situation where your lips were quivering, eyes were bloodshot, body was trembling. So at that time you will see, when you lose your temper, somebody should show your face on the mirror, how you look like. Or somebody should at least click a photo immediately, so they can show us how we look like. We don't look beautiful, we look very ugly. So, weeping like this, Dhruva went to his mother. His mother was a very noble lady, great devotee of Krishna. She picked up the child and kept him on her lap and said, my dear child, you see, do not cry like this. If you want something, there is one person who can give everything to everybody. He is capable of that. The Lord is the one, Lord Vishnu is the one who gave kingdom to your father, Uttanapad. And he is the same one who gave kingdom to his father, Swayambhava. And he is the same one who gave the first position to Lord Brahma. So there is nothing in this world which he cannot give you. If you have some ambition or aspiration, you better go to him. This is one thing she told him. Second thing she taught him, never harbor any malice for anybody. If you keep any malice in your heart for anybody, they will not be hurt, you will be hurt. It's like carrying a red hot coal and running behind somebody. Who is going to be hurt? The person is running away. Is he hurt or we are hurt? We are going to be hurt. One time in a big assembly, I asked some college students, if somebody puts fire to your hut and is running away, will you run behind him and attack him, or will you put out the fire? 90% of the boys said they will run behind him. Then they were so angry when they heard, how can he put fire to my house and run away? I will not leave him, they said. Then I said, by the time you beat him and come back, your house will be fully burnt down. So is it not important to save your house? Then they thought for a while. Again I took a vote. How many of you will put out the fire in the house? Then some 75-80% of them agreed that we will put out the fire. Then one of them stood up and said, but after that I will attack him. I will not. Because anger is such a thing, isn't it? So in this way you see that when we get angry, it's very difficult to pacify us, appease the anger. So Dhruva was like that, but his mother told him, do not try to pull others' legs. Instead, you think about your own progress. Because if you pull somebody's leg, they are not going to keep quiet. They will also attack you. You will attack back. A lot of time will be wasted. Instead of doing that, think about your progress, my child. And how will you make your progress? Go to the Supreme Lord Vishnu, who is capable of awarding anything you want. That's what she said. She told him, you are so morose, I am not able to pacify you as a mother. But Lord Vishnu can give you the love of 1,000,000 mothers. She told him. And then the boy went. Rest is history. You will see that he went to forest, he saw Lord Vishnu. And then he got the benediction, he became Dhruvaloka Adhipati. He became king of Dhruvaloka. And then emerged very victoriously. The whole world glorified him. So he converted a negative situation into positive situation. It was a negative situation. You made it into very, very positive. Dhruva. So, yeah, here are some real world scenarios. Somebody is laid off from the job. So he can become entrepreneur, start some business. There are many people who were laid off from the job and they have started a business. In Calcutta, there was one boy who was working in a firm. He was laid off long before, in 1930s or so. So now he was jobless, wandering in the road. So he saw a dead rat. So he picked up the dead rat and went and gave it to municipality. Because in those days in India, if you give a dead rat to municipality, you will get 2 rupees. Because there was some plague or something, I think, in the country. So they gave him 2 rupees. So he purchased some groundnuts and he started selling groundnuts. Then he made some profit. He got 4 rupees, then 6 rupees. Slowly he made a shop. Today, if you go to Calcutta, he has got 20 shops, and all huge shops now. He, his brothers, his children, they are one of the biggest grocers in Calcutta today. So Prabhupada said, how did he start his business? With a dead rat. You can see that. So it's not that, when somebody is laid off from the job, life is gloomy and he has to contemplate on suicidal thoughts or something. There are always alternatives to work. There was one boy in Pune, when he was laid off from the job, he went and told his father. His father said, you see, we have a land and I have some savings also. We never developed the land, it's lying there for the last 3 decades. Why don't you do something? So then he made a plan to build a housing colony. So next 1 year he spent time making a housing colony, he made 10 houses. So now from each house he gets 20,000 rupees. So 10 houses means he gets 2 lakh now monthly. Sitting at home, he's earning 2 lakhs now. Otherwise, the land was just idling. So everybody has to think how I will survive. If plan A doesn't work, I can go for plan B or plan C. That's what Lord Krishna says. Hope for the best. All of you repeat. Hope for the best.
Hope for the best.
And be prepared for the worst. So best is here and worst is here, and you can think of all possibilities in between. That's what Krishna taught Arjuna. Once you have already thought in your mind about the worst, then even if the worst happens, it won't be so bad for you. Because you have already thought about it. And you have a plan B, plan C with you. Nothing to worry about it. In this world, always there are alternative plans available. See, here there are many verses I have given. 2.14 is a very famous verse where Lord Krishna is telling. It's a very, very famous verse. Matra sparshastha kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkada agama apayino anityastam stitikshasva bharata. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress should be tolerated without being disturbed. If I tell you a story for this, you will understand this point well. Once a king had a birthday, so he announced to all the citizens that today is my happy birthday. Anybody gives me a gift which appeals to my mind, I am going to give $5 million to that fellow. So everybody thought, are we supposed to give a very costly gift or any ordinary gift? The king said, your gift can be ordinary, but if it appeals to my mind, you will get $5 million as a gift from my side. So everybody took varieties of gifts to the king, but one gift appealed to him the most. The gift was, it was a ring, not a very costly ring, simple ring, but there was something inscribed in the ring. It was written, this too shall pass away. It was written. So the king was a very learned person. He understood. He appreciated this gift to be the best gift. He told all the ministers that, see, whenever I get happiness in my life, I tend to become very proud. And then when I look at the ring, what it says? This too shall pass away. Then immediately my pride is gone. Because this is not going to remain always. These are all here today, they'll be gone tomorrow. My youth will be gone tomorrow. My wealth will be gone tomorrow. This body will be gone. My position will be gone. Every living being born in this world, goes from childhood, boyhood, youth to old age and dies. So then I become free from pride. On the other hand, the king said, if something very miserable thing happened to me, then I have to look at the ring again. This too shall pass away. Then it doesn't appear very painful because this is not going to remain forever. Will darkness remain forever? No. The sun is going to rise in the morning, isn't it? Like right now, everything is green now. Now the next season you will find all the trees will be shaven completely, isn't it? We all have seen in December, January, we see that. So as seasons are changing, coming and going, Lord Krishna gives that example. Summer and winter, again summer and winter. If there is suffering in your life, don't think suffering will stay forever. It is here now, it will be gone tomorrow. And then again, like after the darkness comes light. So be confident. So unnecessarily don't bother too much. Agama, apayano, anityaha, tam stitikshasva bharata. They will come, stay for a while and go away, therefore tolerate, he says. In that period of time, just tolerate. Like say, one of you got a fever, your tongue is bitter, body is hot, you can't eat normal foods. Some people phone up 20 friends and tell them, I got fever. Yes, I got viral fever, you see. I eaten these antibiotics. They make their friends also miserable. Why to tell everybody? It will go away. Just take antibiotics, go to rest. 3 days it will be gone. Why to tell everybody? Be a spreader of happiness. Don't spread misery. Because it will go away. Second thing he says, you have a right to perform your duty, but not to fruits of action. This is another very important thing. How many of you heard about circle of influence and circle of concern? You heard about that? Circle of influence means things which are in your control. Like if you tie a cow to a pole, it can only graze grass within that radius, not outside that. Similarly, in your life also, there are things which are within your circle. Like can you change the nature of somebody else? You cannot change it because somebody else is a little strong-natured person. You always feel that why that person is like this, they should behave a little softly. Can you change them? It's difficult to change them. So then what to do? We try to do what we can change. That's the point. So this is one understanding of circle of influence and circle of concern. Whatever, all of you, think about it, make a list of items which you are concerned about. Round up those items which are within your reach. Only focus on them. And those which are not in your reach, you become detached. Like many parents, they want the children to do many things as per their wish. But at the same time, children will be able to fulfill some of their desires, but not all. Correct, no? Then they sometimes say, hey, my child, you see, look at that boy. Why don't you be like that? And that causes problem to whom? Parents or the children? To both, isn't it? Child cannot do what the other child is doing. And the parents, by comparing, they become more miserable. So, therefore, we all need to learn detachment. Because everybody cannot do everything. You know, a cuckoo can coo very sweetly, but you can't ask a cuckoo, why are you black? Why don't you be green like the parrot? Isn't it? Parrot is green, it can sing well, but doesn't have wings like the peacock. So everybody has some deficiency and some proficiency. So therefore, be happy with what everybody has. See the sunny side, I already told you. Another important point, why we all take tension in life? Because we think everything should be in my control. Actually, things are not in our control. You sow the seed, God gives the rains. You give the interview, panel has to choose you. You write the examination, invigilators will give you marks. So how much percentage of the thing is in your hand? Only 50-50. So focus on those things which are in your hands. And once you have done it, close your eyes to it. Go ahead with the next work. Don't bother about the results, he says. That's why he is saying that, because it's not in your hand. For example, before writing exam, we all are tense. We are all very tense. How the paper is going to be? Why do you worry? Because you are not the paper setter. The setter is going to set the paper. What are you going to gain by bothering about the paper? So don't bother about it. Therefore it is said, there is a very intelligent saying, do not allow what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. What you can do, that's very important to focus on. But if what you cannot do, if that thought keeps coming in between, interfering with me, my time gets wasted in that. So don't. In the same manner, one should not worry about the past. Worry may bury you, it is said. Repeatedly people think about the past. Can you change the past? Like one student, he was a very smart boy in mathematics. So he wrote 4 questions and he told the boys that I am going to get a centum now. So then one of his friends said there was a 5th question also on the next page. Because in the first page they did not write PTO, please turn over. So he only saw the 4 questions. Then he ran back to the examination hall and said, Madam, please allow me, I will finish the 5th question. She said, once you go out, you cannot come in. And next 1 year he was crying, can you imagine? Because he knew the answer, but he could not write. So all friends asked him, why you got only 80 marks? Why you couldn't make it? So every time a person asked, he would loudly cry. Because he could not explain to them why he couldn't get the marks. So how many of you feel that sometimes our mind worries about the past repeatedly? If only, if this happened like this, how nice it would be. And mind also worries about the future. What if this happens? What if somebody is laid off? Or what if somebody gets sick? What if this tumor could be malignant instead of being benign? So there is always a fear of what if about the future. If only about the past and what if about the future. Krishna says don't worry about both those things. Leave it. It's not in your hands. And the third one is also from the 6th chapter about the mind. Uddhared atmanatmanam atmanam avasadhayet atmaiva hi atmano bandhur atmaiva ripuratmanah. One must elevate oneself, not degrade oneself by the mind. The mind is a friend and enemy. See, the mind is like a key. With a key you can open the door, or with the key you can lock. So the mind can bind you, mind can liberate you. Mind is like a knife, we can say. Knife can be used by a surgeon usefully, or mind can be used by a thief notoriously, correct now? So all of us know a smartphone, is smartphone our servant or we are slave of smartphone? Correct? It depends, correct now? How many of you feel if smartphone always remains your servant, it's very useful? Correct no? Then you can use it the way you want. And other times you can lock it up, isn't it? But most often we see we become a slave of smartphone. So same with the mind also. If mind can be my good servant, I can tell the mind to do the right things. Otherwise the mind makes me a slave. That's what he's saying. Use the mind to uplift yourself, not degrade, he's saying. And how do you do that? Mana prasada samyatvam maunam atma vinigraha bhava samshuddhirityeta tapap manasamuchyate. There are 5 things Krishna says in 17.16 verse. He says about keeping our mind cheerful always in all situations. He says, by satisfaction. Why I should be satisfied, I will give you the reasoning. Like all of you look at your own body. You have 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 eyes, 2 ears, and proper body with no deficiencies. But there are people, how many of you have seen blind people, deaf people, lame people, correct no? A blind person cannot see anything in the world, but you can see, you have the eyes to see. So we should be happy that God has given us a body which is fully proficient without any deficiency, correct? Then secondly, think about, you all got parents, mother and father, born in a good family, and you got good education. Now you are placed in a family where you eat 3 times food a day. There are people who don't get one food even once in 3 days. We are eating 3 times a day, is it not true? You are getting food, you have clothing, you have accommodation, you have education, born in a decent family, you were raised with affection, and now you have come to a certain economic status and social status in society. When you make a list of all these things, my Lord, you will be shocked you have 25 qualifications you have. You have so much to cherish in life. And adding to this, if you got the company of good people, that is the greatest wealth, according to Chanakya. He says that if you have Tajadurjana samsargam vajasadu samagamam kuru punyamahoratram smaranityam anityatam. He says that one should always come in the assembly of saintly devotees. And if you have company with wise people, intelligent people who are bhaktiman, buddhiman, one who is a devotee of God and one who is also intelligent, knowing what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, they know it, then that is the greatest wealth you have in life. So, you cherish what you possess in life, then you will always be cheerful. But generally what people do, they make unhealthy comparisons with others and think about what I don't have, what the others have. So that is the story of a crow. One day a crow became very morose. The crow told his wife that, "Oh, I look so ugly, I am the most useless creature in the entire world," he said. And the crow's wife said, "Why do you say like that? I am accepting you. I am all right with you, I am quite happy." But the crow left the nest and roamed about. So the crow went to a parrot and said, "Oh parrot, look at he went to a cuckoo, not a parrot, cuckoo. Hey cuckoo, how sweetly you sing. Coo! So nicely you sing. Look at my voice, crack, crack, like that I make a sound. It's so rash and harsh." Cuckoo said, "That's all right. Although I may sing sweetly, but I also have a body similar to you." And the cuckoo said, "I am also not very happy with my body either. I think parrots are more beautiful than us, isn't it?" So then the crow went to the parrot. He told the parrot, "Look at your body, you have a green, beautiful, parrot green is very attractive. And you have a beak which is reddish. You look so attractive and your sound is also very nice." And the parrot said, "No, I am also not happy about myself," he said. "Why?" He said, "Look at my wing, it is so short like this. Look at the peacock, how beautiful it is. It can spread its wings and dance very beautifully." Then the crow agreed, peacock must be the best bird. Then he searched here and there. At last he went to a zoo where he saw a peacock with huge feathers. It was moving, it was dancing like this. So he told the peacock, "Oh peacock, you are the most beautiful bird in the entire world." But then the peacock said, "That is my problem. That's why they have captured me and put me in a zoo. And nobody will catch you and keep you in a zoo. You are a free bird to fly anywhere. Therefore, dear crow, I consider you to be better than me." So, now the crow became super confident. He came home and told the wife, "Even a peacock gave me certificate, I am better." So, in this way, many of us, we don't know in what fortunate position God has put us. We don't see that. We always, like for example, somebody likes to be a very beautiful actor or actress, but sometimes actors are murdered also. As soon as you hear, "Oh, that we don't want." You want to be beautiful, but you don't want to be troubled by anybody. So we always think what we don't have, therefore we are morose. But if you always count what you have, you will be most cheerful. The positive mental attitude transforms challenges into opportunities through mental discipline. Look at the picture on the right top, you see. See, when you board a bus, you can sit on the side where you keep seeing the mountain. Rock, that's all. And that fellow is very morose. Other fellow is sitting on the other side where he is seeing greenery and taking photos very happily. Is it not true? So when you enter the bus, you have a choice which side you want to sit. Correct? Same with life too. In life, are you going to see the brighter side of life, sunny side, or are you going to see the darker side? Similarly, turn setbacks into setups for comebacks. Yeah, it's possible. There was one boy who was told by the guru that, see, you are not studying properly in the Gurukula, you better go home. So he left the Gurukula and he was walking back. In India, they have a well with stones arranged like this around, and they draw water from the well like this. Ladies actually would draw water from the well like this, and the coir, the rope would rub against the stone. So this boy made one amazing observation. He saw the rope is soft and the stone is hard. Still, because of the repeated movement of the rope over the rock, it had made a kind of impression. And this came as a surprise to him. So something clicked him. He went back to Guru and said, "Guruji, I saw one amazing sight." He said one lady was drawing water. Because of the rope repeatedly going, it made an impression. So if you allow me, I am going to repeatedly practice my studies well. Because practice makes a man perfect. So give me a second chance, he said. And that is the boy who went on to become Kalidas, a very great poet who wrote Kumara Sambhava and other things. So why am I saying this? For this boy it was a setback. But later on, it actually, he transformed it into setups, as he says here. Setups for comebacks. He could come back. So I have shown a picture of a dried up plant, and even from which a new flower can be born, if we look positively. Yeah. Similarly, cheerful mind brings serenity and clarity. If we keep a cheerful mind. Actually, life is not all that bad for us we only imagine it to be so. For many others are in a much more miserable position than us. Therefore, one should be cheerful in one's own position where one is put. So, where does this attitude develop? Certain personal experiences we may have. Based on that, we develop a notion about certain things in life, personal experiences. Like some people have good experiences with having a pet dog. Some people are fearful of dogs. They don't want to have, they think dogs may bite or something like that. We have our notions. In this way, you will find each of us will have different opinion about the same thing. Because they are based on what? Experience. Correct? No? When you gain some personal experience, you form perceptions by that. In the same manner, similarly, you learn from the teachers, the way you are taught by the teachers, in the school, and from your parents, your grandparents, social media influence, and the cultural norms, all these different things. All these different things form your personality. Now, once your personality is formed, is it like a rigid thing or is it a fluid thing? It's not that it's a very rigid thing, it's changeable. It's changeable. Like we call it as a vritti, vasana, sanskar. 3 things we call it. Like in a lake, there may be ripples, that's called vritti. Vasana means you throw a stone, it produces a wave. Sanskar means it's very, very deep. So sanskar is like a set pattern in which our habits flow. In one direction, habits keep flowing again and again. We all have good habits and bad habits. So mental habits, physical habits and all. You can change it. Certainly one can change it. Like, we called one civil engineer in Pune. We told him to make, he told I'll do free of cost some service. So we told him. So he made a flooring of the bathroom. He made a hole here, but the floor he made like this. And then after he went 2 months, we were suffering because every time you go to washroom to take a bath, always below your leg water will be there. And people were complaining. Then he called another engineer. Then he filled it up and then he made like this. Then all the water would go away. Similarly, in your life also, certain bad habits make you gravitate towards the wrong direction again and again. It just catches you by the neck and takes you like this. And then you have to take the other direction. And it is possible to change provided you create new impressions in your mind. It's possible. So, now the foundation for positive mental attitude in the Shastra, the topmost thing is said to be Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanam, offering all actions to the divine. It's a very deep point. Just like a child going to school knows that my mother and father have sent me to the school and I am studying very well because I want to please them and they'll be happy if I get good marks. And then the child feels the shelter of the parents, the protection of the parents, the care of the parents, and the child lives without any anxiety. For example, if winter is coming, do you think child has to worry about sweater? Parents worry about it. If child has to go to school, does the child worry about the uniform? Parents get the uniform. So a devotee of God lives like that. Like we don't worry about tomorrow. We just do our service on behalf of God. And then we are confident that Lord will take care. That is how Lord Krishna taught Arjuna. You leave your anxieties to me and you live cheerfully. But most people keep the anxieties with themselves. But I have always observed little children are always enthusiastic and thrilled. They will say, hey, look at this flower. Hey, look at this butterfly. Hey, look at the sunrise. Look at this. They are always excited. How many of you have seen that? Correct? But once you grow up, people become morose. And what is the reason? Because the small children have given their anxiety to their parents. And they are jolly. But as we grow up to adulthood, then we keep anxieties with ourselves. But if you give away therefore in Hindi we say, Chinta na karo, chintan karo. Don't take anxiety, give the anxiety to God. Instead of that, you think of God. You think of God by chanting the holy name. Think of God by studying the Gita. Think of God by working for His pleasure. Keep your life God-centered and you will be carefree. See, gratitude, even in a kritagnyata, even in a difficult situation, when you are put in a very difficult situation. Prahlad Maharaj was put in such a troublesome situation by his father. But when Lord Narasimha came, he prayed, please deliver my father. He even prayed for someone who tried to assassinate him. Such a kind of deep gratitude he had. Similarly, samatvam, equanimity. Treat joy and sorrow, success and failure equally. That's example is Lord Rama. First day he was told, you are going to become king of the, king of Ayodhya. Next day he was told to go to forest. Was there any difference in his emotion? He had that equanimity. So, why we should cultivate this equanimity? Because in this world, everything is like a games only. Like we all came with empty hands. We will go out of this world with empty hands, correct or not? Then why worry about the plus and minus that come and go in between? For example, the newborn children, how many of you observed? Their hands will be like this. If you open their hands, again they will close it. Because they come in a grabbing mode. But after a person dies, look at his hand. It will be open, and mouth also is open. Like this. You have seen that? Then again when the child is reborn, again it will come in a grabbing mode. So everybody grabs and leaves. Grabs and leaves. Therefore, we need not worry about what we grab, what we leave, because anyway, the newborn child's clothes have no pocket. Why? Because they don't bring money. And a dead person's body is covered with a cloth which has no pocket, because it doesn't carry any money. Then why worry? Dhruva Maharaj I told you already. Pandavas I told you. Here's an example of one modern businessman. There was one devotee in Pune. He was IT engineer in a big job, and then later on he came to America. He was working in an IT company here also. At one point of time, the IT company job was very hectic. So he started side by side learning Ayurveda. And then now he left the IT job and he started Ayurvedic practice now. And also he makes ghee also, hand-churned ghee he makes also. Now he has his own unit, Ayurvedic unit, where he gives treatment. Hundreds of people come. He is saying that I am making money now about double of what I was earning before. Money also is making a very cool job also. He has found out a way, alternative way. See, our Dr. Kalam made a very interesting statement. Fail, he said. What is fail, he said? First attempt in learning. That means failure can be a stepping stone to success. Don't get bogged down by failures. He says, yeah. Can use it to grow, yeah. So this is what Dhruva Maharaj I told you, correct? And here is a very amazing situation given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Anybody can guess what is this picture? Yeah, who is driving the chariot? Kamsa. Who is sitting behind? Vasudeva and Devaki are sitting behind. And Kamsa was the brother of Devaki. So he wants to show to the world that how much I love my sister and I am driving the chariot. But suddenly he heard a voice in the sky which said that, oh foolish Kamsa, don't you know, the 8th child of Devaki is going to be the cause of your death. When he heard that, next moment he caught hold of her hair like this and lifted the sword to chop off her head. My Lord, such a dangerous thing. Death on a wedding day, isn't it? It's the same day of the wedding, they are supposed to lead a happy life, and he lifted the sword. In such a situation, in a big assembly of 1,000 youths, once I was speaking this past time, I asked the boys, if you were in this situation, in Vasudeva's situation, what you would have done? One boy said, I would have run away from there. Because first he will kill Devaki and later on he may kill me also. And I would wonder, why did I get sambandha with such a family, where people are lifting swords. I said, what kind of boy are you? You are not responsible. You have married a wife, it's your duty to protect her. Then I asked, anybody has any other answer? One boy said, how can he kill my wife? I will take a sword and fight with Kamsa, he said. I said, it's foolishness, because all people around are whose men? Kamsa's. If you lift a sword, next moment you will be arrested. And Devaki will be killed, you will be killed also. That is also not wise. Nobody knew, nobody had a clue of what is to be done. See, this is called as fight or flight situation. Taking a sword means fight. Running away means flight. All of us will face the situation. For example, one of you goes to a company. Say in your company a new boss has come. He's aggressive tycoon. He wants to get a lot of job done by you. He tells you, till now you are a happy-go-lucky guy. Tomorrow onwards you have to work 16 hours a day, mind you. Otherwise I will fire you from the job. And after he says and goes away, you feel like punching on his nose. But can you punch on his nose? Punching on his nose is fight. Or your mind says, leave this job and search for another one. And your wife will not let you do either of these two. She will say, don't punch on his nose, don't leave the job. You have to tolerate, correct, no? So you cannot do flight, you cannot do fight. And this is a situation for everybody. Similarly, a newly married girl comes to her in-laws' house. And the mother-in-law has a little fear that now that this wife has come, will my son listen to me or will he listen to his wife? So she's asking son, better come here. Are you my son or you her husband? Intelligent son will say, Mama, I am yours only. And he'll go to wife and say, I am yours only. If they don't say, they'll be in trouble. Isn't it? So, because both women will have some insecurity, because women want to make sure that this person will be mine. So, mother wants to continue the boy to be hers. So, in this situation, what happens is daughter-in-law, in India it's very common. When a son goes to the office, the mother-in-law, daughter-in-law is a very famous pastime in India. Isn't it? Because both want to be the queen of the house. So, of course, the poor man, because he's in between them, like a mridanga beat on both sides, can be. So, now, the daughter-in-law is not very happy in in-law's house as much as she is happy in her father's house. Isn't it? If she runs back to her father's house, will they be happy? They won't be happy. Or if she quarrels with mother-in-law, will the parents be happy? So she cannot fight, she cannot do flight. Whether it is office or home, all of us are in that situation. So what did Vasudeva do? You will see, Vasudeva understood, I am put in a fight-flight situation. So he cultivated patience. He told, now I have to somehow save the life of Devaki. He thought of various ideas. Finally, he told Kamsa that, see, she is not the cause of your death, my dear king. Her 8th child, I will give the children to you, you do whatever you want, but spare her life. Then he agreed. So therefore, we all have to, with a cool head, be able to think when you are put in crisis. Think before you speak. Think before you act. Don't act and then regret. Like you heard the story of the lady who brought some water in a pitcher. She saw the mongoose in the house, having some blood droplets in the mouth. She thought, oh, maybe it has killed my baby. She took the pitcher of water and threw it on the mongoose, and the mongoose died on the spot, you see. Then she went inside the house and the baby was pretty safe, sleeping peacefully, nothing had happened. Then she came out and saw the mongoose had bitten a serpent. Because the serpent was about to go inside the house, the mongoose fought with the serpent to protect the child. The same mongoose who protected her child, she killed it due to haste. Therefore it is said, haste is waste. Don't make snap decisions ever. Think twice before you act. When you want to do some tailoring, measure twice before you cut. Don't cut twice and then lament, oh sorry, I cut in wrong place. Don't do that. So this is called passion. Mode of passion means what? We act and then we regret. But mode of goodness means think before we act. Of course, I should tell you a good example. I told you a bad example now. I'll tell you a good one for goodness. Once Newton went for a stroll in the evening. When he returned back to the house, he saw his dog Diamond. He had turned down the candle, due to which all the research papers of 5 years, work he did, it was all burned down to ashes. And Newton was like broken down. He cried out loudly. And after crying for a while, he looked at the dog and he told, you poor Diamond, you don't know what you have done. You have destroyed all my papers. I can't. Nowadays we keep backup and all nowadays. In those days there was no backup, you see. Of course, he had a gun inside the drawer. You'd have taken it out and shot the dog, which he didn't do. Because he said, even if I kill you, even if I shoot you, my papers are not going to come back. So he forgave the Diamond, forgave the dog. So, because he was thoughtful. So that is the point. We should, Like Vasudev, when you are put in a fight-flight situation, you have to be thoughtful in what you speak, what you act, because it is said, the spilt milk, broken glass, sped arrow, spoken words cannot be taken back. Once you spill the milk, you can't take it back. When you break the glass, you cannot remake it again. Similarly, you allow the arrow to speed on somebody. After that, you cannot get it back. If somebody jumps off a building and says, I should not have jumped, it will be too late, isn't it? So therefore, think twice before you act. That is called Sattva-guna. I just given one example here. There is a Priya madam. She's working in IT professional. I have given the Richmond only here. Faces the project delay due to a client's last minute changes. She feels very overwhelmed because when a client makes some last minute changes, the whole thing is going to change now. So what is the negative response? Complaining, losing sleep and snapping at her family. She suffers and she makes others suffer, isn't it? And what is positive response? Take a deep breath, list what all control you have, revise the timeline now, communicate calmly with the client, isn't it? And chant Mahamantra and stay grounded. Actually, what is this mantra? Man means mind, tra means freedom. The chanting gives, like we have these japa beads. You chant this mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when you chant the mantra in one mantra, and you hear it attentively, gradually mind will get absorbed in it. When mind is absorbed in the mantra, the worry will be cut off. You know the flip-flop switch. Either you connect here or you connect here. When you are connecting your mind to the mantra, you are cutting off from your worry. It just goes beyond the worry. And then hearing of the mantra, it's a pure mantra, spiritual name. So when you utter this mantra, gradually mind becomes calm, cool, collected. So that's what she should do ideally in order to calm the mind. And also you can do Anulam Vilam Pranayam, which is mentioned here as deep breathing. For example, 4 seconds you inhale, 7 seconds you hold, 8 seconds you exhale. Again 4 seconds, in this way 4 seconds you inhale, 7 seconds you hold, and then 8 seconds you exhale. It's called as 4-7-8 we call it. So in this way, doing the pranayam or diaphragmatic breathing we call it. Doing that also calms the mind. So now here I have case study, we are coming to the end. See, you have to give answer to this question. Here is an entrepreneur, loses a major contract for his catering business. He feels very discouraged, but remembers Bhagavad Gita's teaching on staying steady in success and failure. So what should Mr. Anil do? You have to choose one of the answers. Which one? C, correct. Analyze what went wrong, see new clients and stay grateful, okay? Here Meena, a working mother in Richmond, is stressed because her son is struggling with math. She wants to stay optimistic. Which strategy aligns with a positive mental attitude? Yes? Somebody is saying, yay. See, as long as you blame somebody, nothing is going to come out. Answer is B. Practice gratitude for her son's efforts and seek a tutor's help. Yeah. Otherwise, scolding her son will not do good. Blaming the teacher will not do good. Okay, Raj, an IT manager, faces a tight deadline, but his team is demotivated. And how can he apply a Shastri principle to stay positive? Recall Yudhishthira's calm leadership in exile and inspire his team with encouragement. Yeah. What he can tell the team, you see, now it's a very heavy deadline and you are all going to slog and I am also going to slog. But I will assure you, once this submission happens, we will give you 1 week off. You can relax. Then now you work a little extra, then you can relax later. So that's how a team leader has to encourage the team. B is the answer. Sunita's colleague in Richmond takes credit for her work. She feels angry but wants to respond positively. What should she do? Which means Sunita, she is doing the work, but her colleague takes away the credit. What should she do? D? B. Reframe the situation as a chance to showcase her skills in the next project and discuss the issue calmly. Yeah. Okay. You did one good work, somebody stole the credit. So next time what you do, you be careful that you don't get cheated like before. Don't cheat others and don't get cheated. And learn lessons from how you got cheated this time and let it not repeat again. That's all we can do. Otherwise worrying about how I got cheated, it's very, very painful. Vijay's small business faces a temporary cash flow issue. How can gratitude help him to maintain a positive mental attitude? Yes? D or B? By listing things he's thankful for, like I have loyal customers, I have supportive family, and he can stay motivated while addressing the issue. Yeah, sometimes there are such temporary issues. It's a temporary cash flow issue. You can still be grateful. Correct. B is the answer. Priya's family argues over financial decisions, causing tension. How can a Shastric principle help us stay positive? Yeah, apply Gita's teaching on equanimity to stay calm and meditate with patience. You see, sometimes within a family, there are differences in opinion. Whether we should live in this locality or we should live in that locality, or we should send the child to this school or that school, or we should tell the child to go for this kind of hobbies or not. Sometimes one parent feels that the child should be allowed to openly associate with anybody and everybody and see the bigger world. The other one feels we should be a little more conservative and protecting the child. So there are always going to be differences within a family, how the child should be raised. One parent may be strict, other parent may be liberal, and that causes a lot of tension in the home. So the one thing they could do is to sit down peacefully and discuss and arrive at some kind of balance. Yeah. Here one accountant feels overwhelmed by tax season. How can mindfulness help him? Yeah, practicing a 5-minute meditation daily to reduce the stress and stay focused. Yeah, the mantra is very calming. Yeah, B was the answer. And the Neha startup in Richmond struggles to attract investors. How can she reframe this challenge positively? Yeah? See it as a chance to refine her pitch and network at Richmond business events. Yeah. So whenever we are not able to attract customers, then investors, then we have to make our presentations more effective. Correct? No? We should think on, instead of bothering and worrying and becoming depressed that things are not happening, we should try to refine our thing and try to make it better. Yeah. Sanjay's boss gives him critical feedback. How can Sanjay respond with a positive mental attitude? Argue with the boss? Take the feedback as an opportunity to grow and improve his skills. Which means, don't get discouraged, don't ignore the feedback. Generally, many of us, when somebody gives a feedback, we get wild. One of the first responses. You think I am not competent enough? How can you think about that? You have so many problems. Immediately we fight back immediately. And then there is no scope for growth, no scope for learning. But if we take the feedback as an opportunity to grow, then we can grow. So here, Richmond-based teacher faces a disruptive student. He can ignore the student's behavior and go on, or reframe disruption as a chance to connect with the student and understand the needs, scold the student harshly to maintain control, complain to principal. So, of course, the B says that try to connect with the student and find out why the student behaves in that manner. So, if I can take 10 more minutes, something very important you will learn. How many of you feel you are not, you are ready to give me 10 more minutes? Is it getting late for you or is it all right? All right? Okay. So, now it's a very important thing coming up here. Getting in touch with the real you. Who is the real you? According to Bhagavad Gita, you are not the body which you see in the mirror. You are the soul and you have two commodities given to you, mind and the body. Mind is for storing your desires, and body is for executing the desires. Say like I want to play piano. Where is the desire stored? The mind. And then I may go to the market and purchase a piano and execute the desire. So mind is like a software, body is like a hardware. Okay? So this much if you know, then you can understand the further concepts. See, I have shown in yellow the soul. Every one of you sitting here, you are divine by nature, you are pure, and you have sublime qualities, pure qualities. There is not even an iota of blemish in you. But over you, there is a mind, over the soul, which has some impurities. Like somebody may be, like for example, look at this fellow. So we have a bad side, which is the red one I have shown. The mind has that impurity. Some people are angry, some are lusty, some are greedy. Like Ravana was lusty, he was catching the hand of another man's wife. And Duryodhana was looting the property of Pandavas. Hiranyakashipu wanted to beat up Prahlad, who was a 5-year-old boy who didn't chant Hiranyakashipu's names. So these three tendencies are there in this world: to catch, to loot, and to beat. So people have these tendencies in small or big proportions like that. And that is why the mind has such natures. Like you see, pure rainwater, when it falls from the sky, it is completely pure. But when it touches the ground, it becomes muddy. Similarly, we were all originally pure, but when we came to this world, the mind has enveloped us. In the mind, we have some impurities, which is cause of trouble. But we can again purify the water again. I have given some examples of impurities. Postponing tendency, or getting easily irritated, inability in team playing, and more grave things are like lacking loyalty, bad mouthing and things like that. And I want to take this inability in team playing and explain this because Harvard Business School found that in one of the researchers, 82% of the MBA students, they have difficulty in team playing. Can you imagine 82%? So therefore I took this example now. I need two of you to read this. So I'm going to show you one in yellow, one in red. Okay? Though the one who is reading in yellow should read softly. The other one who reads the red one should read very strongly. Okay? Who has a strong voice here? Anybody? A strong voice? Okay. So you will read the soft one. Okay, you can come here. Yeah, you can come, you can sit here. Okay, both of you can read that, okay? So you read the first one, yellow one.
Softly.
Yeah.
God works through many by giving them creative thoughts.
Okay.
My opinion is best.
So now these are two team leaders, okay? One team leader thinks that God can work through any of my team members and come give me ideas. But the other person says, my opinion is best, okay? Now,
I am open to good suggestions from my team. I consider I am one of them.
I am easily irritated. I am the boss. Just do what I say.
I am grateful and appreciative of others' ideas. It makes my life easy and brings direction for my team.
I consider others giving opinion as
insubordination,
and I badmouth about them.
Yeah. So all of you are getting the idea? Huh? You're getting some idea. The one which is shown in red is the impurity in the mind, which is called as egoistic behavior. So such a boss will drive out the team members, you see. Team members cannot cooperate, cooperatively work. So a smart worker is not just a passionate worker, but one who blends goodness with passion and becomes an innovative leader. So in 18.24, Lord Krishna says three words: Ahankarena, a proud leader; Kamepsuna, one who hankers for results and credits; Bahulayasam, he struggles hard, burning out himself. Such a worker is in mode of passion, he says. He's very proud. Look at that man, he's showing himself. He considers himself to be the doer of everything. So there are three more. Yeah.
I'm not an all-knowing God. Let me hear from my friends too.
I know it all. Don't tell me.
I'm one of the members of this team and I will work together to bring success in attaining team goals.
I just can't do team playing.
I will tolerate my ego even if my original idea is rejected and is substituted by another better idea of my team member.
I quit the game.
Now you got an idea, no? How our mind works. When mind is not clean, mind is not pure. So our main trouble in this world, the negative thinking or depression, or revengeful thoughts, anger, all these things are due to the impurities in the mind, which has to be cleansed. So therefore, in Gita, Lord Krishna teaches, first to do self-awareness. How many of you go outside the point of your body and look at yourself, what type of person you are? You have tried to do that anytime? What people think about me, correct? Yeah. If you do that, that is self-awareness. And then you can manage yourself, self-management, modify your behavior. People say that I am little angry, I will reduce my anger and behave properly or whatever. Similarly, social awareness means once you know about yourself, then you can also know the behavior of other people. In my team, this person is slow, this person is fast, this person can take feedback, this person cannot take feedback. You can know about others. Then you can do relationship management. See, here there are 3 people who lost the flight, but their behavior you can see how they behave. See how he behaves. So one is depressed, one is angry, one is cheerful. Correct, no? All the 3 fellows miss the same flight, but their behavior is different. You can see that. What is the other thing? So one is cheerful, and then one is angry, and one is depressed, you see. That's what he's saying. So if you are a self-manager, you can be cheerful in all situations. Yeah, you do your best and tolerate. Don't get overwhelmed. See, look at this leader. See, he is scolding one person, and the other person's face, you see, what do you understand? He is thinking, I may also get scolding like this another day. And behind that girl, what is she doing? She is laughing. So, which means this boss is completely socially unaware of what is going on, what emotions are going on in people's minds, you see. And the social awareness means a leader who is mature in dealing with people. He knows the climate of heart of others. So like Krishna, he didn't speak anything in the beginning. He listened to Arjuna very well. First chapter, he didn't speak a word. Then at the time, Arjuna went on speaking, telling so many things. He told Krishna, take the chariot in between 2 armies. I want to see the battle and everything. Finally, when Arjuna collapsed, then Krishna spoke Gita after that. Patiently heard. So this is the last part. There are some tools to stay positive. Start your day with 1 shloka of Bhagavad Gita. So you can increase your self-awareness and social awareness. You can develop a positive mental attitude. Also, you strengthen your inner self by chanting Hare Krishna 108 times. So reading 1 verse of Gita takes you 5 minutes, and chanting Hare Krishna 108 times takes you 10 minutes. So how many of you think 15 minutes out of 24 hours, not a big deal? Isn't it? Yeah, try to do this, Gita and prayer, okay? Second thing, write a gratitude journal, daily morning, at least 3 points in a day. It can be even about simple things. So today prasadam was very nice. Or today so-and-so helped me. Be grateful to people who help you. Be grateful to the situation which God has put you. Write at least 3 daily, a positive gratitude journal. Thirdly, stay around with those who uplift your spirits. Satsang. Here in Richmond, our Divyanam Prabhu is arranging very good programs. They have programs on every Saturday, correct now? Yeah, every Saturday they have a nice program going on. You all will get to know the address and everything. You are most welcome. It's a very, very uplifting association here, right here in Richmond, available for all of you. You can connect, come for the satsang, and take advantage of positive association of like-minded people. If you have small children, children will get children's association. Ladies will get other ladies to associate with. Like we say, birds of the same feather flock together. So you say parrots fly with parrots, isn't it? Cranes live with cranes. Similarly, devotees, if you are looking for a refined, pure lifestyle, this is a good sangha, you can come, you will get good people. And pause and breathe, already I told you. This is pranayam, you can do. And the fifth one, convert I can't to, the top I have put, convert I can't to let us see how I can. So think in that way always. Give up the can'ts and try to make an effort. You should never say I won't or I can't. You can always say I will try. Make an effort. So, see Albert Einstein what he said, in the heart of every difficulty lies an opportunity. In the heart of thorny bushes lies the rose. As I told you before. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, be tolerant like a tree, humble like a grass, and give shade to others even when you are suffering. This is the meaning of devotee. Devotees are like tolerant like trees. People pluck the flowers, fruits, leaves, and everything from a tree. They cut for firewood. It's very tolerant. So this is another quiz which we are not going to do. It's getting late now. So this is I put simple quotes in my Instagram. If any of you wish to see, you may see. And in this website you get many elementary lectures as well as advanced lectures. You can see. Welcome. So I also want to show you a follow-up course. I'll just show you. This is a follow-up course, Bhagavad Gita in a nutshell, which is going to happen in Richmond here. It's just a 4 sessions only, GITA. G means God is in control, we are not all in all. I means identity. I am not the body, I am spirit soul. And T for transmigration and A for aim of life. It's a 4 session course and it's going to happen on these days, 10th May, 17th May, 31st May and 7th June. So from 5 p.m. onwards, there's a QR code there. If you scan it and you register now, you are most welcome. For that, it's going to happen in Richmond here. You all can take advantage of the course. This advantage is in just 4 sittings, you are going to learn the sum and substance of the Gita. It's called as a Gita in a nutshell.